Hey friends, it's Alex and today I'm going to share with you 5 books that I would like to read before the end of the year. There's no particular reason that I want to read these before the end of the year, they're just ones I'm really excited to get to and I haven't got to yet, and I don't know why. So first up I have one that I've only recently acquired, but I think it's been out a while. It's been out in the US a while, I think. Yeah, so it came out in the US last year and then it was published in the UK this year, so I've not had it that long. So this one isn't the worst, and it's one that a lot of my friends really enjoyed, and so I'm really excited to pick it up myself, and that is Felix Ever After by Kacen Callender. This book follows a trans man called Felix. So it sounds like this book focuses on Felix wanting to find love and worrying that he won't be able to, and then it also sounds like it deals with some transphobia, which is definitely important to talk about, but it's always a bit hard to read about. But I'm still very much looking forward to reading this book and seeing what I think of it. I'm quite certain I'm going to love it because a lot of my friends do, and it just seems like the kind of book that I would love anyway, so I'm very excited to get to this one hopefully soon. It's contemporary as well, which is what I'm currently in the mood for, so hopefully I will be able to pick this one up before the end of the year. Next is another new release. This one came out this year in the US and the UK. It's by an author that I've read from before, which is why I'm very excited to read it. Well, it's part of the reason why, and the other part of the reason why is that it's apparently a Secret Garden retelling, or inspired by The Secret Garden, which is my favourite book ever. And it is This Poison Heart by Kanan Bayron. I read Cinderella is Dead by Kanan Bayron last year, I think, and I really enjoyed it. So I already would have wanted to read this book for that, and then when I discovered it was a Secret Garden retelling, I was just like, I need this. So I'm really excited to get to this one. So this one follows Bree, who seems to have some kind of plant power, and she can make plants grow, and she inherits an old house, and so now she has the privacy and the space to test out her powers. And then I think there's a little secret garden within the garden of this house, obviously. It seems to have the most deadly poisonous plant on earth in it. So I'm really excited to see what happens in this one and to see the links between the secret garden, which are already very obvious just from the synopsis. I'm very excited for this one. Next up I have 2 books by the same author. She is one of my favourite authors, and so I can't believe I haven't read both of these books yet. I've just realised that I have a 3rd book by her that I haven't read yet as well. So I also need to read that one. The 2 that I've actually picked off my shelves for this video are It Only Happens in the Movies and The Yearbook by Holly Bourne. This one only came out recently, I think this year. This one's been out for a while, and so I can't believe I haven't read it yet. I went through like a massive fantasy mood for ages, which is probably why I haven't read it yet. But now I'm in a contemporary mood, I really need to pick these up. So this one follows Audrey, and she meets a guy called Harry, and it just sounds like they have a bit of a movie style romance, which I love a good romance. I also really love Holly Bourne, as I said, she's one of my favourite authors because her books are often deceptively deep. Like, all it hints to in the synopsis is that this is a romance, but knowing Holly Bourne, it will have some sort of depth to it and some discussion about something important, and I'm really excited to dive into this one and see if that is the case. And then The Yearbook follows Paige, and it just sounds like she's like dealing with high school bullies and trying to find a way to get her own back on them. And once again, I'm excited to see if this has some hidden depth to it as well, which I'm sure it will. And then the last book on this list is another one where I've not read anything by the author, like with Kacen Callender. But I have heard really good things about this author, and this book in particular sounds really good. And then also, this author is from the same city that I grew up in, and no one's from that city. It's Canberra in Australia. So I'm just like so excited to finally read one of his books. I can't believe I haven't yet. I've got loads of his books and I haven't read any. But anyway, the book on this list specifically is The Left-Handed Booksellers of London. It is a book about books. Obviously I want to read it. and it's by Garth Nix. Don't think I said that. So I think in this world there are left-handed booksellers who are fighters and there are right-handed booksellers who are the intellectual ones, and they help protect the modern world from the magical old world. That's what I'm gathering, and I'm just so excited to read this because it just sounds like such an interesting concept. So I'm definitely keen to pick this one up. This one is a fantasy, so hopefully I will be in the mood for it at some point this year, but we'll see. So those are all the books that I hope to get to by the end of the year. Obviously I hope to read more than just those 5, but those are 5 specific ones that I hope to get to. I've been very up and down with my reading this year, like I just keep going through massive phases where I'm just not in the mood to read, and it's very frustrating, but I'm just kind of trying to ride it out and not push it, because I always feel like for me that's the best way to get over a reading slump. So hopefully it'll pass soon and I will get back into reading, and hopefully those will be some books that I read before the end of the year. I have still been reading, just not as much as I would like to be. But yes, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please like this video and subscribe, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!